Hi, I'm Travis Caval, and I'm here today with Brian Fiorisi with Test Gauge. And we're going to explain to you the differences between a Type I assembly for your fire line systems and a Type II assembly. So, Brian, if you'll run me through this assembly quickly, your Type I.
Absolutely. What we have here is an Ames 4-inch C300. As you can tell, the bypass is piped in a more traditional fashion that many testers may be used to. In this case, the bypass goes off of the inlet and outlet shutoff valves with a complete double-check assembly providing the same level of protection on the bypass as it does the main line. This backflow is tested in the same manner as the mainline backflow is. This operates the same way as any other backflow. You have your inlet valve, your outlet valve, and then your corresponding 1, 2, 3, and 4 test runs, just as you do in the main.
All right, and so when we have this set up, everybody's pretty used to completing these tests, right?
Absolutely.
We do our independent test on our mainline assembly, and we do our independent test on our bypass assembly. And cities are used to receiving those reports. We do 2 test reports, 2 separate tests, and that's how we turn in our report. So Texas, not so recently, but has added the Type II assembly to their test report.
Absolutely.
And so now we'll move this assembly and we'll grab our Type II. Okay, so here we have one of the newer Type II assemblies. But as you can see, that bypass setup is totally different. And Brian will explain that to you now.
All right, what we have here is another Ames product known as the Ames Derringer. All right, you have your number 1 shutoff valve, your number 2 shutoff valve on the main line, and then on the bypass, rather than having a complete double-check assembly, instead it is serviced with a single check, utilizing the number 1 check on the main line as the number 1 check on the bypass.
So on the bypass, we have still have our independent shutoffs, so we can isolate our second check. What would be our second check, which is really our single check on our bypass. And then, like Brian explained, we're utilizing our number 1 check for both the main line and the bypass. And so when you fill out your state form, and we'll try to get this put up on screen for you, there's actually a box that says Type II assembly, and it gives a place for you to write your bypass check. That is what you have to fill out on the state form, is you're reading for what would be your second check on your bypass, but the single check that's currently on the bypass. If you work in certain municipalities, they still want that first check reading across their test report form for the bypass. And so you would take an additional reading on your first check, then you would isolate what acts as your second check on your bypass, and you would take your reading there. But the state form itself has first check, second check, and then your Type II bypass check. And so that's what you have to fill out for your state form. For this or any other questions you may have, please visit hactexas.com. And for any of your needs you may have from Brian, you'll visit
www.shopbackflow.com/tx.
Thank you.